Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Real Texas Team podcast number 37 here on the channel. I'm the host of the channel. My name is Curtis Brown. With me, as always, my resident co-hosts, Mike. You can find him over on YouTube at Mass3 Productions. Go give him a like and a subscribe. Hit the notification bell so when he drops new stuff, you don't miss it. Down here at your bottom right, we got main man Chris, a.k.a. Pac-Man Freestyle, a.k.a. Laser Rock Show back there. Check him out. Check him out at That's Crazy Podcast and Talk. Like and subscribe over there. Trying to grow his stuff. You can find him all over the social medias. And then we are joined by a special guest this evening, RJ Lees, a friend of mine from school. We reconnected. Found out he's actually a Bills fan, so it was just a perfect, recipe of ingredients to bring him on. RJ, what are you up to these days?
Hey, man, just running around. At the moment, I'm living in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where do a few jobs, but also I do some Sunday radio at the local ESPN affiliate, which is 101.7, the team. And, man, just working hard and getting to travel a little bit. I got to go to Pittsburgh, got to go to Dallas recently and try to cover teams and trying to see how I can make it grow.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, folks, check out the team out there in Albuquerque. Look out for our boy RJ. So obviously this is a preview episode for Week 5. The Bills are coming into Houston, so we got a big livestock game going on. All manner of male versions of livestock fighting it out.
Bovine and steers.
Exactly. So look, let's start off with the simple stuff. Start off with the things that are no fun. Let's talk about injuries. What we can tell you is that it seems that Laramie Tunsil and Joe Mixon, who did not participate today, according to what Mike was saying before the pod, they were like healthy scratches, veteran rest days, essentially. Yeah. Remains to be seen about Dameon Pierce coming back from a hamstring injury. He did not participate. There were some returns, though. Tank Dell was on the practice field. Jimmy Ward was on the practice field. And Dylan Horton finally returns. His first time on the practice field since last November when he was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma. And he has worked his way back. He's in remission. And we're going to see if he can, come out here and do some things. So hats off to him. I know he got to ring the bell out there at whatever the Houston Cancer Hospital is that everybody goes there. So that's awesome. That's just awesome. RJ, what are the injuries looking like in your neck of the woods?
So Buffalo, yeah, a few kind of newer ones that are kind of brought up from last Sunday's game against Baltimore, but the two that are kind of the most important right now are kind of the interior of the defense where it comes to linebacker and slot corner, where we have Teron Johnson. It's the first time he's been a participant since his forearm injury week 1, actually against Arizona, and then Terrell Bernard with the pec injury. I still doubt he's going to play, but at least he's getting some limited practice. So it's good to see, some linebacking depth finally get improved for Buffalo. Teron Johnson, who's the best.
Hold on. It kind of sounds like you're making popcorn with your microphone. I don't know what's going on there, but it's popping pretty aggressively.
All right, my man. Well, I'm gonna go on mute 1 second, and I'll get right back on. Okay.
All right. Technical difficulties, folks. It'd be like that. But he was saying Teron Johnson was making it back to practice.
Oh shit! I was hoping he wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, it's no bueno. It's no bueno. I mean, he's done pretty well. Honestly, this Bills defense has done pretty well with the pieces that they've lost. Poyer's not there anymore, backing it up, and then Micah Hyde is no longer there. I think
Milano's been injured this whole year so far, so I don't think they've even seen him play. So
no, I mean,
yeah, he was hurt most of last year too, though.
Yeah, but when he's available, he's been pretty good. Did see that both Trubisky and Josh Allen were participants today. Apparently, Josh Allen was a little banged up following his what was that Sunday night shellacking from the Ravens. And then Trubisky was hurt, but was a participant today.
Do we really worry about Mitchell Trubisky though?
No, but if for some reason Josh Allen doesn't play and then Trubisky is also hurt,
Oh
I'm
shit!
not worried about him. I'm just saying, like, all right.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say, how did he get hurt holding a clipboard?
No, he played like the last 5 or 6 minutes or whatever of that game. I feel like
Oh, okay.
maybe more than that. So I mean,
yeah, I stopped paying attention to that game after a while because I was like, it frustrated me to watch Derrick Henry run over them like that. It actually sort of made me a little nervous.
Yeah,
we got to see them later this year.
Yeah, Derrick Henry is not aging at all right now.
The Ravens should be 4-0, but I don't know what's wrong with their offensive coordinator. That's all I have to say. They should be 4-0. Their offensive coordinator is horrible. Like I don't stop trying to make Lamar throw the ball when you got this guy that's almost 300 pounds that runs at 20 miles an hour. It's ridiculous, and he's on my fantasy team. Oh yeah, matter of fact, we were we were actually up here. Oh man, but that 87-yard run, I missed that part.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Lord.
Yeah, I didn't think he still had that type of getaway.
All right. Oh, scene relocation.
Okay.
You know what?
Got far now.
And I think we're all good to go now.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, way better.
Where were you when you were talking about the injuries? You said Teron Johnson was making his way back.
Yep, Teron Johnson for sure. I mean, Terrell Bernard, who's really has stepped up and had to since we've had, Matt Milano injuries for multiple years right now. So those two for sure. I mean, Daquan Jones, he's kind of more of a veteran, take some time off. So it's not like a true injury. It's just kind of limited, not practicing at the moment. And then a little bit of a kind of a shoulder injury I saw from Teron Johnson, who's playing the backup running back right now. But other than that, the starters right now are looking out. The offensive line is ready to click for Buffalo. It just has to, kind of get everyone put together because we've seen, Texans, especially in the last few weeks, man, making some remarkable plays, especially when it comes to crunch time.
Yeah. But, this is a Bills team that, we were just talking about it when you were gone. This defense is playing way better than I anticipated. With some of the pieces that have been there and stalwarts for long periods of time, and they're gone, and the backups are coming in and playing well. DeMar Hamlin is actually starting, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It is, yeah.
He got his first pick against Jacksonville. That was a big deal. He's technically the first dead man to ever intercept a pass. So,
hey, miracle persists to cease, man.
Exactly.
I say,
I'm rooting for that man. I hate that he had to been the one Tua ran into, even though it was Tua's fault that he got that concussion. It just so happened that DeMar Hamlin was the one in front of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be honest, it didn't matter who it was. Tua gets bumped on the head. So
yeah, that was his fault anyway. Though he didn't even.
Yeah, he
slid
head
first. Guardian helmet on if he want to keep playing. I don't care how ugly it is.
He needs to be wrapped in bubble wrap and have that thing on his neck that puts a little bit more blood in his brain, so he's get a little bit more cushion. Something I don't know what his deal is, but soon he's gonna. Only thing he'll be able to spell is picking up his alphabet soup and piecing together words.
If he wasn't the only mandated player to wear those Guardian caps things, I don't know why that was even brought in.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
100%.
Those things are disgusting.
His family needs to say, "Hey, you've made some money. Go sit down."
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to sign his name on anything ever again physically.
No, the only thing that really could happen is maybe his brother's let's just do a swap real quick. You retire, and I'll pretend to be you, and then we can both make money.
It'd be safe.
It would never fly, but it would be funny. All right. So
Man, that's a tough situation for sure. Especially, I mean,
frozen again.
with other players. I mean, we've seen some miracles happen. I mean, Mechie, one of your receivers that I'm still kind of waiting for. I bought so much stock in him as a player. I'm just like, man, if people could come back from it, it's certain players just like him and people that could fight through. So, I mean, always wish for the best on that. Except when it comes to hopefully nothing serious in games like this happening. It's just a few nicks and knacks, nothing season ending, but looks like, offensively, especially for a Buffalo, hopefully, I mean, Texans, everything works up. I'm rooting for Joe Mixon to actually play. I want to see, the running game at full strength against Buffalo because if anything, I mean, Texans do need to take some playbook from the Ravens, especially with the inside zone run. That I mean, Derrick Henry just right up the gut in the middle. I mean, God, for 199 yards, I do want to see Mixon full strength. I want to see Texans at their best.
Yeah, that Goku mentality. I'm with you right there. I would prefer to play everybody at their best. That way, there's no doubt, who's actually the best at the end of the day. I guess, well, at the end of the game, I should say. With that being said, I guess we can kind of segue into ways to win. How do you think if the Bills win on Sunday, what do you think has to happen for the W?
I mean, Buffalo is a team they rev hot and they have to start right away. They can't really go back and forth. It's either they blow out teams or they really just kind of sputter along and find a way to either get the close loss. Because I mean, Buffalo had a streak of, I believe it was 40 games where they haven't had in the regular season where they haven't been blown out personally themselves. It's all one score losses. So that game against Ravens was really something Buffalo wasn't expecting. So I'm ready to see, hopefully just get rhythm right off the bat and just stick with running the ball because that's one thing with Cook especially. He's averaging 4.5 yards to carry for the team so far, and what we saw last week against Jaguars. I mean, the Texans defense allowed 6.6 yards per carry for Tank Bigsby on a big one. ETN solid production, but I mean, that's kind of the weakness that we got to get in a rhythm because going back and forth in a high scoring game would be fun. It's not every game can just be a blowout. That's what Buffalo's been used to.
Yeah. Okay.
You had to bring up that rushing yards again. You just had to.
I mean, you find the weakness, you gotta exert that.
I mean,
well, it actually looks like we both have the exact same weakness.
That's what I was about to say. We got the same Achilles heel. So
I ain't saying no one bad thing, man.
Look, I mean, for me, if the Texans end up winning, it's because they were able to not necessarily completely stop the running game. Just situationally, they're able to stop it when it's the most crucial for it. Like they might allow some pretty good gains early on, but I think around crunch time, usually the defense tends to stiffen up, and we'll see. I think that's when we'll see the bowing of the necks, bowing of the backs, and we're not going to let anybody run on us. But that has to happen pretty much, like, because I feel like James Cook, once he gets going, it's really hard to cool that man off. Just ask the Miami Dolphins defense, where what was it, 4 touchdowns in that game?
Oh, they do not count. They do not count.
Who would play on defense?
I'm sorry. Have you seen Miami's defense lately?
I mean,
did you see them Monday night? Did you see them Monday night? Was that Monday night?
That was Monday night.
Didn't they just play Monday night?
Yeah. Mason Rudolph back, baby.
Yeah, 85 yards in the air.
We're not going to say anything about the offense. We understand Tua is not there. You saw the defense? You saw that defense?
I saw the defense.
I apologize. We no offense, and no offense to the Bills, but Miami is not helping the case for the games they have won. Y'all, I don't want to seem like I'm talking down because I don't feel like we've just played the best teams either. But y'all also have to understand all the teams that the Bills have beat have a combined record of 2 wins. It was like 2-9. You gotta understand that, guys.
Oh yeah.
You not saying they won't come in there and blow us out. I don't mean it like that.
What?
But I don't want to sound like I'm talking down. But we also have to understand that Miami is bad. They're supposed to be better to us there, and their defense was bad last year. It wasn't good.
Baltimore was their first real test. I'll say that Baltimore was the first real test for Buffalo, and Buffalo's going to be our first real test. So,
yeah.
What? Even though that Minnesota ass whooping,
we beat up
Minnesota. We did get beat up. I ain't go. We not gonna act like I ain't gonna forget that. We did get beat up. We can talk about the line and all that, but we still got beat up.
Yep. Beyond that, offensively, I think the Texans' ways to win are pretty simple. With or without Joe Mixon, we need 4 yards of carry. I don't care who it is, with or without him. I don't care. British Brooks would be nice. I would like to see more Dare Gumbawale. Literally anyone.
He's going to be Cam Akers. We know this.
We know, but we can hope.
We can bring. I mean, when I wake up Sunday and if I see somebody different on the field than Cam Akers, then I will have hope. But I saw Cam Akers. Like, now, don't get me wrong. He had a couple of runs. They got called back. But come on now, I'm bigger than Cam Akers. Like come on now. Like, I'm
actually all
JJ Taylor. Like, this man's like 5'6". Like, I'm not trying. And once again, I know these guys do this professionally. I'm not running into none of them hoes. They go mess me up. If I feel like I was a football player, I'm gonna get hurt. So what do you think I think about these little guys that's running up in there? Just running up into
to work.
Yeah, they are brave. That's all they are, brave.
Yeah, the brave little toaster.
Cat back. Bring back cat back, man. Come on.
Yes, sir.
But look,
work done.
Yep. And then beyond that, CJ Stroud's got to continue playing clean ball. The one game that we lost this year, that was not something that was happening. The 2 interceptions didn't necessarily absolutely kill us, but they sure as hell didn't help. And I wouldn't necessarily say that either one of those interceptions were directly his fault. I mean, one was tipped at the line and one was because a wide receiver fell down. So, I mean, not the end of the world for CJ, but the cleaner we can play, the better chances we have of beating Buffalo. This is going to be, in my opinion, more than likely a defensive game. I don't see a lot of points in this game. I think this could probably be another score similar to like when we played the Bears.
Oh,
yeah, I don't think so.
Well, one thing.
Get your popcorn.
One thing on our side, I mean, we're losing faith in our kicker, man. And I know, I mean, Kylie Fair top of the league for sure. So if it is that side, I think it's going to be more the 24-22. We might be going for 2-point conversions and stuff, trying to get off because we're losing faith in our kicker.
Yeah. It's a rough place to be, losing faith in the kicker. Do you guys have any questions for him?
Well, RJ, we sort of hinted on it when we first started. How is your team gonna handle the loss of Von Miller? Is it gonna be something that the Texans can expose him not being there, or is it just gonna be business as usual?
So the only thing that I mean really hurts with Von Miller, because he's still a situational player, really on third down. He's our quick get off linebacker, pretty much. He's not a true defensive end, but all of our defensive end are bigger guys. Greg Rousseau and AJ Epinesa, I mean, are close to 260, 265, 270 range. So we don't have we don't have the quick, 240 pounder who could just like come. So one thing that's kind of, I say with Buffalo, one of our strength is I mean, our cornerbacks right now, they're both at 6'1", almost 6'2", bigger corners. So we kind of play almost like a cloud defense where we let everything, in front of them and just kind of let the game, get some tackles, never let like the big play happen. Buffalo the best at guarding, the big plays. That's why, Brian Thomas didn't have like over deep ball. Tyreek Hill usually doesn't have, deep ball throws against us. And then even we know how, Kyler Murray could look in the beginning of the season. he's been throwing deep balls against every other team except Buffalo, man. So we focus almost purely on that, which means, the little quick passes that Texans are actually really good at. I mean, we got to talk about Stephon Diggs, man, what he does. And last time he played a rivalry, last time he played the Vikings, I mean, it's 12 catches, 128 yards. Nico Collins is the king of kind of like those intermediate routes as a big body receiver. So the thing that, I mean, Houston just got to kind of stick to their game plan. I mean, if Tank Dale's healthy, you got to try a few deep plays every once in a while, but just stay in the rhythm, man. Keep it kind of going back and forth. And if, Nico Collins has anything close to that 12 catches, 151 yards, man, I mean, it's going to be tough for Buffalo to kind of counterbalance that.
No.
Yeah.
I think another thing that's going to be crucial for this is the penalties that the Texans are probably likely going to get into the double digits. The fewer penalties we have, I feel like the better chance we have to win. That has been such a problem the last 3 or 4 games now at this point. Laramie Tunsil's at 12 or 13 penalties by himself this season.
I saw so many yellow flags being thrown. I honestly thought we were playing the Steelers every goddamn week. It was just bad. Like sitting at the game, you would see the referee throw the flag. The play's dead. He'll walk back over to the flag, pick it up, and throw it again. We already know you threw it. We were expecting it. Anytime the Texans did anything over 8 yards, a flag was coming out.
Yeah. Laramie.
I'm not mad at him this week, though. I'm not really mad at him this week, though, because it was holding penalties. I can deal with that. I can deal with a holding penalty a lot more. Even though it's 10 yards, I can deal with that a lot more than a false start, a play that you don't even get to get off. That's getting ridiculous. The false start penalties are getting ridiculous.
Curtis, how much are we playing, Laramie?
How much are we paying him?
Per year. Are we like 28?
I think at the moment it's like 26, 27.
I don't know, too much
Okay,
to be holding.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We paying you $27 million. I don't want to see shit on you. You got Kenyon Green next to you who can't block anything. Anything. He can't block shit. Drew Scruggs is getting bulldozed into CJ. Titus Howard and Laramie Tunsil, y'all are the 2 highest paid linemen. Yes, apparently the only 2 linemen we got that can pass block worth something, and I'm not seeing it. We can't run the ball. We can't protect CJ. No, I'm not allowing any flag. If you're going to allow CJ to get hit, you definitely can't have any goddamn flags.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to choose one struggle. You can't have 2 struggles. Choose one. Either we're not going to be able to block or there's going to be a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's Laramie's philosophy, though. I don't know if anybody's realized that seems like his philosophy.
But
because he
do it.
Well, I mean, this year he's kind of he's kind of been off. Well, I don't know. I still think his pass blocking is great, but he just gets a lot of penalties. That's always been my problem with him. I've always thought he was a great left tackle.
According to PFF, Laramie Tunsil is right or left tackle 14, I think, in pass blocking.
Okay, so he's middle of the pack right now.
Well, no, it's 14 out of like 70.
But no, I need higher than that.
I'm just saying because I'm going off of teams, and I'm assuming that all of these left tackles aren't starting. So 32 teams.
Well, true, but you have to have like enough sample size out of these left tackles to be graded. So beyond that, our highest graded offensive lineman in terms of pass blocking is Juice Scruggs. He's number 4 in his position.
That ain't a good sign, my man. That ain't a good sign.
No, it's not. It's not. What, he's number 4?
In the NFL in terms of pass blocking centers.
He's only played 3 games.
He's number 4.
Oh, fuck me.
He's getting bulldozed.
Yeah.
Jason, you can tell in his game he's adjusting to it. He's doing more spinning out the pocket. He's running more. I mean, I think he's ran more the first 4 games, I mean, between, week, I don't know, 12, 15, 12, 13 of last season, he's running the ball more, which, it's
Yeah.
important when half of them are called back because of holding, man. It's tough to, get in that rhythm and kind of see, what he can do to make plays happen because he's out there doing his job.
Yep.
I
Apparently,
I
actually
think that's
started,
the most of the issue.
I started
Go
to
ahead.
believe that rollout play with him and Nico was in the playbook. But how it keeps happening?
It's starting to look that way. Yeah, it's starting
It
to look
can't
that
be.
way.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's starting to look like they want the pocket to collapse on purpose just so he can roll out because that's the only he don't ever throw it to anybody else. Never. If you think about it, he never throws it to anybody else.
This year. Last year that was him and Tank. That was him and Tank's same play.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get to talking about how Tank's being used. Oh,
I don't know. There's a lot with Tank. They might be, Tank had a really rough offseason. So I get they're not using him the right way, but that might be some of the reason they're using him the way that they're using him. He did have a very tough offseason. And I mean with everything, just all around, coming back from injury, with
Getting
the club
shot.
stuff, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's
But God damn it, the man is like we just talked about small. He's 5'6", 180 pounds, soaking wet. Why is he running a jet sweep?
yeah, I don't know. That makes no sense to me. That's how he got hurt last year. Sit up there
And
running,
depending
blocking
on,
it on the back.
I said it earlier, depending on who you ask, he's actually one of our better route runners. Why is he not running pass routes? You got him in motion.
This actually makes me think about the Bills since they changed to offensive coordinator. What's his name?
Joe Brady.
Since Joe Brady has been named the interim, Josh Allen's turnovers have disappeared, like almost overnight. Does he even have an interception this season?
No, he leads the NFL with 7 passes and 0 interceptions right now.
Oh yeah, we got to fix that.
Joe Brady is cooking.
He's only throwing for like 150 yards. He's not throwing for a lot of yards.
Well, he hadn't had to. The Dolphins game, he didn't have to throw that much.
You beat the brakes
My
off
point
somebody, you don't
exactly.
have to throw the ball.
That doesn't mean but like that only like kind of helps with the offense being, kind of multifaceted. You don't have to rely on Josh Allen to throw the ball that much, but like,
It sounds bad. I want him to throw the ball. Don't even run to Josh Allen. Just let him sit back there and have a phone call and throw the ball. Don't even rush at him because you rush at him, they're gonna miss. I don't like to say it like this. Don't rush at him because y'all gonna miss the tackles. Y'all hear me? Hold on, who rushing at him? Danielle Hunter. I'm talking to you. You, Danielle Hunter. You gonna miss tackles. All of y'all, he gonna get to the second level, and then it's gonna be Derek Stingley getting ran over by whoever it is. Y'all gonna miss tackles. I'm so sick of that. They were doing so good. They did so good last year without missing tackles, and this year I don't know. Especially with Jacksonville, I don't know what was going on. Just missing tackles all over the place. Missing so many tackles.
Well,
Makes no sense.
But I know I'm going after Henry Tioto. I believe.
Toa.
Yeah,
exactly. Christian Harris ain't
one of those patented Josh Allen, hurdles or stiff arms, or just get Dawson Knox and Kincaid open the whole time because that's kind of the weakness I've been seeing from that defense.
Yeah.
good.
Aziz, for us to win this game on the defensive side, Aziz is going to have to damn near have a 20 tackle game. He's going to have to. Because
Oh yeah, he's been looking great. Like he's all over the field.
yeah, but the thing of it is we need Henry Toa to tackle somebody. RJ, you are completely correct in that one. He would be the person I would attack on this defense if anybody as well. He came out of college apparently being slow of foot. It's the whole thing where you haven't been saying it, but I've been saying it all year long that Petrie's damn near playing linebacker. Jalen Petrie's playing linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's frozen or he's the best at being still that I've ever seen.
See, this is mannequin challenge.
But I will say that I made this comment on this AFC South show. He'll be back. The Bills' offense is built kind of like that mid 2010s Patriots team. Some wide receivers that are, young, kind of mixed with a couple veteran guys who never really lived up to expectations. Two tight ends who are really good. One from the SEC, one from an Arizona school, or one of the Mountain West Conference or Pac-12 schools. They're kind of built like that. Their defense is surprisingly better than they give any credit for. I mean, this is honestly very, very close to that, Gronk and Aaron Hernandez years of the Patriots.
That era was the Patriots were unstoppable because of that.
Yeah.
You just couldn't stop them. Yes, they other than a few deep passes, that he's just so consistent. Gronk and I like to stab people. Aaron Hernandez didn't drop anything. He didn't drop shit. And if you got tight ends that can go for 8 to 9 every time they touch the ball, and if you throw it in the air, you're going to catch it, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah.
That was honestly what Baltimore did all last year with Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
They didn't really go deep.
They didn't really need to most of the time.
Yeah.
The Ravens usually, that running game, no matter who they've had, has been pretty active. If not literally by just handing it off, Lamar Jackson can just pretend to hand it off and run up, get 120 yards every game.
Fuck that guy.
Dude's an athlete. But regardless, this Bills team is interesting because it's legitimately built to serve the tight ends first. And to this point, I don't really remember a lot of tight ends eating us alive.
Not like last year.
Well,
yeah, not like last year.
So also think about it like this. What teams have we played with good tight ends?
Cole Kmet is I would put him up there as a really good tight end. He's young, but he's
Mo Alley Cox.
I agree, but that was what's called second game.
Right. Second game.
Well, no. But young quarterbacks, the tight end is their best friend anyway.
Exactly.
True.
That's like the stereotype.
But he wasn't using them.
He wasn't using them. I think he only had one catch and maybe 2 targets. Anthony Richardson doesn't know how to throw the ball. And Mo Alley Cox
he just knows how to throw a far.
Yeah. Mo Alley Cox isn't it.
No.
Trying to think who the Vikings didn't even have TJ Hawkinson in.
But they didn't even have theirs. That's what I'm saying. I would have said the Vikings, but they didn't even have TJ Hawkinson.
Well,
then we really got beat by 50.
And then,
but if you last year, it didn't matter who the tight end was. Whoever he was, he shredded us.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cade Otton had a pretty good season or a pretty good game against us last year. But I think Evan Ingram hadn't played since week 1 for the Jags. He didn't play last week.
Yeah, I know he didn't play. That's what I'm saying.
And
I agree. We've definitely not been playing top shelf tight ends, but it's definitely not been something like, even if we're playing just garbage tight ends, these dudes aren't as open as they were in years past, to the point where the quarterback's looking at him and they're like, all right, he's not open. I'm going to look somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Do you know who's been stopping him?
Probably Petrie.
It is Petrie.
Yeah.
That's Petrie's job. That's Petrie's job. Wherever the tight end goes, that's his responsibility. On certain plays, occasionally him and Eric Murray might trade, but normally it's Petrie because they're keeping Petrie in the box.
Makes sense.
So he's damn near man on the tight end. Now, Petrie's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's annoying as hell, and his ball skills are actually pretty decent. So quarterbacks are not just testing him.
Yeah.
But like I said, this is going to be the challenge. And going forward, this is when we're going to start having these tight ends to test us. Like I said, we're going to see Mark Andrews. We're going to see
not scared of him right now. Not scared of Mark Andrews.
No, but that's the tight end that would have killed us. We're going to see Kelsey at some point this year.
Yep.
Miami uses their tight end. Miami uses their tight ends very well.
Well,
Do
when
we play
Tua-
them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Oh.
play our final 4 games of the season are. I'm pretty sure it's Miami, Kansas City, Baltimore, and then the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
All right, RJ has returned. Look at it.
Not really.
Seeing,
Try this
one more time, Ice.
sounding clean, brother. All right. So we were just kind of talking off on a little bit of a rant here about how this Bills team kind of reminds me of like the 2010s Patriots team, where Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez were like really kind of the focal point of the offense. And then there's a bunch of wide receivers who are coming in as young guys, and some of them are, older guys that never lived up to expectations. And then you've got a quarterback who's probably playing his best ball. What do you think about that kind of comparison there?
I mean, hurts a little bit just anytime you bring up the Patriots, man. I'm just like, ooh, wait a sec. But to tell you the truth, I mean, I could see some similarities for sure with Buffalo. I mean, they're a team that really does need to get, they have to get a rhythm, and it's not really with one big receiver. It's not really with one main target. I mean, of course, you've seen it before with, Randy Moss at points and Gronk and, a lot of stuff with the Patriots. I mean, it is by committee, and it's one thing that's a little excited where Josh Allen is like, you know what, I'm gonna find the open receiver and kind of let him eat. And we're going to see times where it's going to be Keon Coleman's day. I mean, Khalil Shakir is going to have multiple times being the easy slot target guy. Curtis Samuel still a little pissed me off, if being completely honest. Every time I hear about him is, oh, he's the guy, you just can't wait for him to click in your offense, and just, it's always like 2 catches or kind of like a gimmicky play. So there's some things that still need to be tweaked in the Buffalo's offense. But, I mean, if it could really get going like that, I'm here for it.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that, you also kind of view your team as not really clicking on all cylinders yet. This Texans offense has not been able to get on even 2 cylinders yet. It feels like on paper, we all kind of hyped ourselves up about what this offense could be in the offseason. And then now it's kind of like they're trudging through mud every time they're out there on offense. Do you think that's going to like kind of change as the season goes on and everybody's going to kind of find that rhythm? Or do you think maybe that's just going to be what it feels like for the rest of the year?
I mean, usually how it is, especially to start the seasons, no one likes talking about it, but usually defenses kind of get the upper leg to start the season. So the first quarter finally just passed. This is only week 5, and we're, ready for a lot more to kind of change on both offensively and defensively. But, I mean, offense is going to, improve over time. You got to work in new pieces, of course. I mean, offensive line as of right now, I mean, y'all have the same 5 group. I mean, Buffalo was lucky all last year we had the same starting 5. So, I mean, it's really, that's so important to kind of get in your offensive rhythm. If penalties happen, if it's, like kind of like egos kind of step up, that's where you kind of see some stuff happening. I don't think that's going to happen with either of these teams being, Stephon Diggs in a new situation, kind of down to a 1-year contract. Everyone knows, everyone has faith in CJ Stroud in that locker room. So that's the thing you're kind of excited about. With Buffalo, it really is kind of like almost a make it break it year for Joe Brady, his first year taking over. But Sean McDermott is really kind of, it's not a hot seat, I wouldn't say. I mean, how much he's brought to Buffalo is really exciting. So it's not really a hot seat, but it's something where it's like something needs to click. And it can be stuff where offense finally moves forward. You kind of get some exciting plays happening. I think it's going to, kind of rev up later on the season. There hasn't been, other than a few games, other than, like brand new people to the scene, like we were just talking about, like Jane Daniels before the game started. I mean, there's been some very few particulars where like offense is floating up, but you don't see it everywhere, guys. A lot of games are, whoever gets to 21 first has been the winner. So I think this one might be a little better than that. I mean, the over-under set at like 47.5, but we can kind of see some changes happen.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, you kind of touched on it a little bit right there, but let's go ahead and get into some score predictions, and then we'll wrap this mother up. 47.5 is the over-under according to ESPN Bets, and the Bills are currently favored by 1. Chris, what? Oh, do you have a question, Mike?
No, I'm saying the favorite by 1. I didn't even. Oh God, I hadn't looked at the line.
Yeah, Chris, if you got a score prediction, go for it.
I don't want to predict the score of this game, but I'm gonna go. Man, 27-28 Texans.
Oh shit!
I-
What?
No, but that's how I feel. It's either gonna be that or a blowout on either side. It's gonna be something like that. I'm just being honest. I don't know.
Okay. Mike?
I can't go with that 1 point because that 1 point is gonna have me. Y'all gonna have to come get the defibrillator to get me out of that damn seat in that building if it's a 1 point game. I don't think it's gonna be as high scoring. Like I said, I think it is gonna be what they call a defensive slobber knocker. I'm thinking 2017 Texans. And it's gonna come down to you having to trust your field goal kicker, RJ.
RJ, I don't know if you've got the ability to speak right now.
Oh, I was just making sure it was, sound a little better, my man. I'm kind of walking through the little area here. But tell you the truth, I think it's going to be close to this game. I would kind of be disowned if I didn't pick Buffalo, right? I think it's funny to see that Houston's won their last 4 games in Houston against Buffalo. So one thing that I'm kind of going with, Buffalo 26-24, going, Chris going with the 1 point. I'm going with the 2 point win, man.
Okay. What you got for us, Curtis?
Well, I said it was going to be something similar to what the Bears-Texans game was like. And that ended up being 19-13. I still feel that way. I think the Texans' defense and the Bills' offense kind of complement each other in such a way. Like what they do well, I think we have a good answer to, and vice versa. What we do well on offense, I think the Bills' defense kind of already has an answer to that. So it's going to be a battle of offensive coordinators versus defensive coordinators more than it is guys on the field, in my opinion. I'm feeling 17-13. We'll go Houston just because I'm a homer on this one. But it could have gone either way, honestly. 17-13 was my prediction, RJ, and Houston winning.
Yeah, see?
I know. But a lot of the games this year in the NFL are going way under.
Well, we got to get something done. It's going to be our first game in our H-Town Blues. So we got to start a winning process with this New Jersey. We got to.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good spot to go ahead and wrap this up. Do you guys have any closing comments or anything? Okay.
Like nobody feels great about this game. We just want to see a good game, want to be entertained. And if we happen to lose to Buffalo, do not lose how the Jacksonville Jaguars did. Because I don't want to be put in that same category.
No, I feel you on that.
I'm just being completely honest. I feel like this is a primetime game. I'd rather this be
It should be
Thursday night or Sunday night. I think there's going to be some fireworks. I think it's going to be back and forth. And
it should have been a primetime game just from the Stephon Diggs trade.
Kind of tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn.
Well, look.
But Detroit,
So that being said, it's going to be a good matchup, man. Let's see it happen.
Yes, sir. Well, look, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. So, if you're in the Albuquerque area, go ahead and check out RJ on Sundays on the ESPN radio. What was that called? The team?
Yeah. 1017 The Team, and then my personal show on YouTube and Facebook has been Can't Stop Sports. So, hey, tune in and want to be a part of it. I go through every game, of course, a little specialized in Buffalo, but try to go over every game, man. So thank you guys so much for having me, guys.
It's always good talking
Thanks,
to you, RJ. I appreciate you taking the time to join us this evening. Go ahead, hop over there, follow him on all the social medias you can possibly find him on. Just don't actually follow him around in real life. That's stalking, and that's a problem. Go ahead. Go ahead, head over to That's Crazy Podcast and Talk. Go follow Chris, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bells. Go to Mass 3 Productions, like and subscribe, notification bells, trying to get these men paid. While you're at it and clicking buttons,
press the button.
hit the button here. We're at 184 subs at the time of this recording, and I'd like to see that keep climbing. And then hit the thumbs up. It helps us get in front of new Texans fans. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new content. Without any further ado, folks, be good people.
Yes, sir.
Go Texans.